Good morning and welcome to your Wednesday edition of the Morning Jog. My name is Matt Cohan, and I am joined, as always, by the tantalizing Francis Ellis and Robbie Berger. Fellas, you both look quite healthy today.
The intros just get better and better, Matt. They really do. I never know what you're coming with anymore.
Yeah, I got a ring light, so I look good.
You do. And you know what? I feel obligated to tell, I think all of us agree that we were pretty low energy last show. So our viewer at home, Travis from Minneapolis, we are going to try to do better today.
Nice.
But one of these ways that I really try to put some perspective on it is realizing that, we are not alone here. We are going through this and we are not alone. And the Pentagon just confirmed that. Because
I knew you were going to do that.
How cheesy can you get? How cheesy can you make it?
Great setups are really good, Matt. It's great.
The Pentagon just released 3 declassified videos that show U.S. Navy pilots encountering what government officials are calling, quote, unexplained aerial phenomena. For you laymen at home, that is aliens. The 3 videos show what pilots saw during flights in 2004 and 2015. The 2004 video shows an incident that happened 100 miles over the Pacific when 2 Navy pilots found an oblong object hovering above the water. It flew away almost instantaneously. One of the pilots said it accelerated like nothing I've ever seen. Francis, I need to get a Harvard's man's opinion on making sense of this development here.
Yeah, I mean, look, whenever they release footage of UFOs, it looks like the tape that your dentist shows you of the bacteria in your gums. It is so black and white and kind of vague and obscure, and they point out this little tiny speck that is flying that, yeah, it could be an alien or it could be a ring bacteria, that means I need to floss more. I'm not convinced by this, but I'm not convinced one way or the other. In order for me to truly, why, if this is the Pentagon, then why are these the cameras? Why don't we have better footage?
That is an excellent point.
And look, not only that, but I don't know that an unidentified object, something that they can't figure out, necessarily means aliens. It doesn't necessarily mean to me that something came from outer space and then hovered above the ground and was like, oh shit, they see me, and skedaddled off.
I think the main thing there is it's like these objects are defying like what we consider to be like natural forces of gravity.
Fine. But who knows? Maybe it's the Russians. Maybe it's, I don't know, Elon Musk. At this point, so many times we've seen definitive proof of aliens here on Earth with these UFO videos, these UFO sightings. I don't really necessarily think this is the straw that's going to break the camel's back. I'm not sold based on some grainy footage of a tiny little speck that, looks like an ultrasound of a 2-week fetus.
Are you as speculative here?
I'm going to take the smart approach here, and I'm going to go with the Harvard alum on this. I'm not a believer. And I agree, Francis. I can't believe we can't get a better camera for this. And I almost think like the Pentagon or whoever released this, why is it coming out now? I almost feel like they had the footage. They said, save this for a rainy day or when we have to be quarantined for months. Give the people something to talk about. They picked their spot. They had their spot, and they released it at the perfect time. Matt Cohan, I am not a believer.
I am not going to go as far to say that, but I will say I do find it it's a little curious how they're approaching their relationship with us. It's like they come down, they do a little window shopping, and then poof, they're out like a fart in the wind. It's like they're treating this like an 8th grade dance. Guys on one side, girls on the other,
Eventually we got to meet them halfway. Now, I don't know what our itinerary has been in NASA, but eventually we got to say, all right, let's meet these guys halfway. The fuel that these aliens are spending is absurd. Let's meet them halfway.
they're coming a long way, and we got to bring them something to trade, a little peace offering, whether it's some cigarettes or maybe a bottle of brandy. I don't know what they're into.
I don't know
It's like,
what they're
Matt, it's
into.
like me and you going to meet up together. I'm in LA, you're in New York, and I say, let's meet in Nevada. That's not very fair to you, no?
The UFO thing, like I just don't understand. I feel like if there are aliens, why is this their move? Why wouldn't they have attacked us by now? What, they're just playing this little flirtatious game of hide and seek. I don't.
Yeah,
I'm
and
not
it's like
sold.
this would be the worst for a humanity, like for human standpoint. It's like they come down now when we're all like locked in our houses because of this like cold, when they're like completely way more advanced than we are. They don't get sick anymore. It would be a tough look for them to come down and see what dire state us humans are in right now.
I almost feel like they do see what's going on down here and say, fuck that. We don't want any part of that. And then they just turn it around and head on back.
Yeah, they might see your hairline. Who knows, Robbie?
Could be. Could very well be. I would turn around too.
It looks good. It looks good.
Looks
Keep
good
the hat
today,
on, buddy.
yeah.
Speaking of flying objects, fellas, let's talk the dunk contest. How about 2 months after it happened? What do you say?
Yeah.
Aaron Gordon released a diss track. It's called 9 out of 10, and it takes aim at Dwayne Wade for being one of the judges who didn't give him a perfect score in his incredible dunk over Taco Fall, who is 7'5" tall. Derek Jones Jr. ended up taking the crown in overtime. And Aaron Gordon was so hurt by it, he vowed to never participate in a dunk contest again. Robbie, you're the hype beast. What do you think here?
Are we not supposed to be looking forward to the All-Star game? Or are we supposed to be scared because Aaron Gordon's not going to go in the dunk competition? I mean, I woke up this morning, I turned on ESPN, and that was the first topic of conversation was Aaron Gordon's diss track to Dwayne Wade, and that's how I really knew things were bad in the sports world and just the world in general. When that's the talk of town, I just think if you're Dwayne Wade, I mean, with everything this guy's done, you could care less about Aaron Gordon's diss track. I just think it's ridiculous, and I think it's a sign that this quarantine's got to come to an end.
I mean, he lost out on money from this. He lost out on a lot of clout, and you're just dismissing that.
He's got plenty of clout. With how high that man can jump, he's got plenty of clout. He doesn't need an approval from Dwayne Wade, and he's making plenty of money too.
Francis, agree?
Look, the dunk contest is all about people looking the other way when guys cut corners. And what that means is when you're jumping over a 7-footer, you can't put your hand on his shoulder to elevate yourself that last foot to get over his head. When you're dunking from the free throw line, your toe needs to be behind the free throw line. We've seen so many times that these guys are stepping inside the free throw line for a free throw line dunk, or Nate Robinson's dunking over Dwight Howard, but he's, basically playing leapfrog with the guy. For Aaron Gordon to take umbrage with that loss is kind of nearsighted and myopic to me. The more injustice was when he was dunking against Zach LaVine and threw down kind of like, I would say, 3 of the most original, incredible dunks I've ever seen. And he still lost because Zach LaVine just kept dunking from the free throw line with a windmill and then a through the legs dunk. I mean, I can't watch that dunk contest because it just pisses me off. And he does have a legitimate gripe about that, but for him to be taking more of an issue with this most recent one, I don't know. I think he got shafted way more in the first one than he did in this one. I think this one was a way shittier dunk contest. And the last thing I would say is that if you really want to fix this stuff, because I'm not really talking about Aaron Gordon here, but if you really want to fix this stuff, you need to give the judges scorecards from 1 to 100, not from 1 to 10. because they're giving out these 50s like they're children who have never seen something so impressive.
That's a good point. They're way
great
too
point.
quick to give the 50.
They're giving these 50s and there's nothing higher. And if you gave them 1 to 100s and like a 93 was a winning score, I just don't think you'd see too many guys giving out 100s. We need to go more along the route of like Olympic judges judging figure skating or gymnastics, where you can really deduct for tenths of a point based on things like putting a hand down on a guy's shoulder to jump over the 7-footer or stepping on the free throw line. And that's how we're going to avoid having stupid diss tracks from Aaron Gordon, who is athlete rapper, not rapper.
I'm gonna sing Aaron Gordon's song here for a second here, because this guy plays for the Orlando Magic, an awful franchise. You know, he's been in the league, like 5 years. He's always been good, but never all-star caliber. Like, this is his Super Bowl. He got fucked in 2016. You got to make it right. You know, even if it's close, you know, there were rumors that they were, you know, fixing it to take it into overtime. So even if it's close, you hand the guy his thing. This is his thing. You know, Derek Jones Jr. is living in fucking Miami. He's going to be fine, you know?
And Matt, you know, credit to your point, actually, if Aaron Gordon's playing for the Los Angeles Lakers, I don't think he has that big of a deal about losing the dunk contest. You're right in the sense of it is the guy's Super Bowl. I'll give you that.
Right.
But a horrible first thing to wake up to when you turn on ESPN of that's the first topic.
It happened 2 months ago.
Yeah, that's my problem with it.
Yeah, understood. All right, let's transition into our last viral story of the day. This one might be the most telling sign of the times here. It involves ABC reporter Will Reeve. He appeared on Good Morning America Tuesday morning to speak about pharmacies using drones to deliver prescriptions to people in the pandemic. But it was tough to hear his point over his bare upper thigh, fellas. As the graphic disappeared from the bottom of the screen, it became very apparent that Reeve wasn't wearing pants on national television. Francis, is this guy an innovator or a sex offender?
I don't think he's either. I think he's a poser. I think he wanted to be seen. I think he can see himself in his own view. And if you're putting on a coat and a button down and you don't put on pants, you're just being an asshole. You're doing it for publicity's sake. It's not that hard. If you really are worried about being seen, you keep your legs under the desk. And, you know, I'm not buying any of this. I think it was all a charade to be kind of seen as like I'm so folksy and I'm unprepared and I'm not taking life seriously. My name's Will Reeve. Look at me in my no pants. Fuck that, dude. I don't buy it.
Robbie, do you think this reeked of contrivedness here?
I think that is the looks of a guy who saw the NFL draft and he saw Roger Goodell lounging and he figured, why can't I do it myself? I also would go on the record and make a prediction, a bold one, that those are actually Lululemon briefs. Because I'm seeing the way that it's hugging his thigh. Should I have looked that close? No, but I did. I have a pair of those Lululemon briefs. I have one of them. I got it as a gift. I didn't understand why it was a gift at first. Totally understood why after I put them on. They're spectacular. And if I'm going to be shown in any types of boxer briefs or anything, it's going to be my Lululemon briefs. Not something that you would expect to see on, I think it was ABC or CBS. Right. It seems more of like a MSBC or some type of, you know.
This was Good Morning America. There must have been like 3 billion people watching.
I mean, could you imagine Diane Sawyer or Anderson Cooper pulling that play? It would just be total different story. But yes, Lululemon pants gotta be.
I'm so glad you brought up the Lululemon because I got my brother a 3-pack for Christmas. $60. I didn't rip off the tag. I highlighted it. Dude, he wears them every day. He says they are fucking magical. So
the best. I would love to get him in to interview him, you know, even just about the pants and you know, what he's seen since putting on the pants. It's unlike anything else.
Yeah, I've been a Lulu guy for a long time. It's my drawer is full of those bad boys.
Full of the boxer shorts?
Yeah, I wear the no boxer
Yeah.
until I rip the butthole. That's what happens. That's what makes me have to throw them
So,
out.
Yep.
if I may, what's the no boxer boxer? I'm interested.
I don't know exactly, or maybe it's called the no-show boxer.
Oh,
I don't even know, but it's like it's in between a boxer and a brief, I think.
maybe he wasn't wearing Lululemon because that was definitely not a no-show boxer. That was a show boxer for sure.
Show boxer.
All right, I think that's enough about undies for today, and we're going to put a pin in it right there, fellas. We hope we were a little more bright-eyed and bushy-tailed today. We will try to do better tomorrow. As always, don't forget to tip your delivery men. We love you. Peace.